Crown Jewel is among us. I have to yell that loud in order for them to hear me all the way over, across the waters and whatnot. Otherwise I'll just talk to you normal like I am right now. But Crown Jewel is among us. And, at least they sort of made this, this pay-per-view actually, continue with some of the story. Because sometimes with Crown Jewel, they we just over here just making sure everything look good for the prince and whatnot. But here they're like, oh no, we're gonna continue the story. Anyway, I'm just ranting, I'm just talking. Anyway, so we got a couple matches coming up here, and starting with a kickoff match. I was like, I apparently they stopped doing this. I was like, I mean that would make sense because most of the time I'm like, I get to it, I'm like, man, like people are just steady talking, but nothing's happening because there were no kickoff matches. So we got Sami Zayn and JD Madonna. Let's be honest, this is really a kickoff match. I mean, they had to do something. Sami Zayn sort of been in the main event for the last couple of weeks now. I was like, so they're trying to keep him still going. Madonna always getting his ass beat. I don't think that will change now. I was like, he doesn't have any momentum to really win here. There's no reason. I was like, this should be an easy win for Sami. I was like, I feel like his momentum is basically being even though he's been doing stuff with Judgment Day, but now that KO's gone, he's sort of now doing his own thing solo. And I feel like they're trying to keep him still somewhat going. And also, it's Madonna. If it was somebody else of Judgment Day, of course it'd be other than Dom gonna lose. But everybody else, gonna be some shenanigans and some other stuff going on. Look, I'm doing too long on this. Sami wins the game. Wins this whole match. There's nothing else to talk here. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I was like, okay, so next up, I guess in the whole thing, Bianca Belair versus Io. And this whole thing they've been doing with Io sort of just been a little meh. To me, the real story is really what's going on with Io and Bayley. Where it's like they're trying to do the whole nah, we're friends. I'm trying to help you, even though you got something that's where it's like everybody thinks that I should be on top and have the championship. As far as Charlotte pointed that out. I was like, we all understand that Bayley's a top star kind of thing, but Io's here and she's over here trying to do a little mentorship, but also being a good friend and, the betterment of the group kind of thing. I don't think that really stops here. I can see them putting it back on Belair. I'm not going to lie. I just don't know if that's good for not the business, but the audience. It's like the business, yeah, Bianca Belair, the top star, was like kids love her, that kind of thing. I was like, she's a good worker. She's, all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. But the fans have sort of been kind of on her. I still think, she goes to crowd and stuff like that. People still like her and all that other stuff when she's in the live reactions. But, and I was like, of course, you got to take online with a grain of salt. But I do think a lot of people are sort of at the point where she's almost like Charlotte Flair. Not that, but maybe more John Cena than Charlotte Flair, but in that same mode of they come in here, they win, rinse and repeat, But I do think it would be good for Io to get over on Bianca. One, I was like, it's not a triple threat match to where, you could sort of have someone eat the pin kind of thing. But, a credible win over a dominant champ or ex-champ, however you want to look at it. And also just keep her, and just keep her reign strong that she ain't really had a chance to really do anything with it. And also, too, you could build the whole Bayley thing also, if she messes it up, will she not? All this other crap too that I think will be, I'd just be helpful. I think Io's going to keep it, but wouldn't be surprised, I was like, another match, Cena and Solo. This was also tough to call, to be honest. Almost like the last match. This is sort of tough to call just because I think it's easy to say Cena will win. You know, but I think, because of the way he gave his speech of like, retirement, I gotta earn it. It might be calling it quits the way that I'm not winning, I'm not moving, and all this other stuff. That it's like it's easy to be like, he beat Solo and he got his mojo back. But I think, to be honest, I think they're gonna have Solo beat him because I think that's sort of what the arc of John Cena is going to be. It's basically, I think he's like, now that he's aware he's losing, I think he's going to lose, especially because the history of Cena is that he would win these matches. He would beat the younger guy or the guy that he could put over. And so far, he's been doing a really good job of trying to put over people. But he's also sort of been doing it in a way that's kind of a little like hokey. With this one, he's actually trying to actually win, which I think he had really tried to do. He's won and stuff, but it's been like he hadn't really had like a real match as Roman at SummerSlam last year. And I think this is the first time he's really trying. And that's why I think that he's going to lose, so that then it does look like you can't hang with these young boys, or you can't hang with these. You can't move the same way. Your moves don't hit the same way. They're just bigger, faster, stronger, that type of whole deal. And I think that will have him be more in a hole and all this other stuff and being down and whatnot. And then I think like Survivor Series or Royal Rumble or something like that he'll get a win and then he'll go on a winning streak. And I can see them trying to do something by WrestleMania where he's on a winning streak and he had a chance to compete for like a title or something, or fight somebody that's really worth a damn to put over, unlike how it was with Austin Theory. You get my drift. But yeah, I think he loses this one. I don't think he's going to be like convincingly, but I think it is going to be kind of like well, damn. It's like where do I go from here, kind of thing. But either way, I picked Solo in this one. This was another 9 non-title match, I guess. Crazy enough that I guess you wouldn't want to do that, but that's weird that I'm like I could see them like they did do briefcase, like for the briefcase type of match, especially against Cody Rhodes. That would be his like little in to continue his story kind of thing. But anyway, it's not for that. I was like, disclaimer. But it's Priest versus Cody Rhodes. I'm not really, really enamored with this match just because I'm like, we've had Jey Uso versus Damian. We've had Sammy versus Damian. And now it's Cody versus Damian. And I like Cody versus the Judgment Day had just sort of like, that one sort of just got a little, I really wish they would have kept the titles on them to make it a little bit more impactful. But, and I was like, I feel like all this is just going to set up for Survivor Series anyway. But, to be honest, I think Cody wins this one. I think on bum leg at all, I think he wins this one. And it would be easy to have it should be like Damian wins this one, especially because he got money to make him look strong. But also the way they're telling the story of him and Judgment Day with Madonna and Rhea telling him what to do, Cody pointing out. I think that Cody wins in a way that sort of gets in his mind. That's kind of like what Cody was saying was right, and it really starts messing with him because it's like, oh, you could do this when everybody's out here tag team matches and stuff like that. But when it's just you by yourself, can you do it? You can't do it. That's for me, boy. That's not for you. Cody Rhodes, I'm the chosen one. That kind of thing. I was like, yeah. I was like, don't get me wrong. I was like, could I also see Damian coming out here beating down Cody Rhodes and all that other stuff? Yeah, but I don't. But I could see. I was like, if it was Raw, I feel like, yeah, Cody Rhodes might lose. But no, I was like, not the pay-per-view. Also, Cody hadn't really eaten any pins. I was like an entire team match with Uso that ate the pin and stuff like that too. But That's why. But I think that's why Cody wins, because it's like on a bum leg and all, he still take you out, and you supposed to be like the Punisher and all that other stuff. Anyway, um, the U.S. Championship match: Logan Paul, Rey Mysterio. Now, a match that came out of nowhere, had sort of a really quick build, really wasn't doing too much. Logan Paul's gonna win. Let's all accept it right now. Logan Paul's gonna win that. As soon as the match was sort of set up, I already thought Logan Paul was gonna win. Like earlier in the year, there was already talk that he was supposed to get a championship off, a championship, like getting a contract kind of thing. But everybody speculated being like one of the main championships, and I'm like, that's crazy. There's no way. He's already faced Roman and lost, like, so that was out of the question. And there's no way he was going to beat Seth no. His better chance was to get one of the mid card titles. And Ray, after being Austin Theory, who just had the title and it was kind of just lackluster and all this other stuff, I was like, Ray ain't done nothing with it either. He defended it to like what? Against Austin in a rematch, and that's it. He ain't done nothing with it. So guess what? They're going to give it to Logan Paul. Logan Paul also going to probably be a part-timer in that situation too. You're going to see on his podcast and all this other stuff. And I think he's going to come out every now and then, but I don't think he's going to really be around like it. So therefore, but he's a prick. So him having the championship is kind of like boo. Everybody already booing him and stuff like that. So this ain't going to be nothing different anyway. But yeah, no, this is very easy that he's going to win this. And I was like, I actually think he's going to hold it for quite a while, to be honest. I think this is going to be the stretch where he's going to be there, not as a partner, but more than normal or whatever. Like, he's going to be there most of the pay-per-view and stuff like that. But get ready. It's going to be the Logan Paul Championship. Women's Championship, where you got Rhea, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Starks. Now, funny enough, I said a while back in one of my videos, before I knew that this was going to be the plan, I really wish it was Elimination Chamber, because I think this was, of course you throw one more person in there. But I mean, to me, I'm like, Raw has got a really good roster of women, even though like Becky's over here not even in the thing. I was like, they got Xia Li lurking, and they got a lot of people on there. Where SmackDown, there ain't nobody on SmackDown busted. I was like, Damage Control and Bianca and Charlotte. Anyway, I mean, like, for instance, there's 5 people in this match. I think Rhea's going to come out on top, but I think it's going to take everything, because you want her to win and still keep her championship, but you want her to be dominant, but you also don't want to go through all your people. Because I was like, other than Becky, she's already done like fought Raquel like a couple times, and then Nia Jax, she had a one-on-one, but they're not gonna put on Nia Jax. Zoe is still young. I don't think they would. I think it's already good, like a bonus that she's already in these type of matches. Shayna, I feel like she hasn't had the oomph needed to basically have the championship. Like, after she beat Ronda, she had a little thing with Zoe, but that didn't last long enough to build any momentum, and she ain't really done that really since, to where I was like, she's gonna get the championship. Raquel has gotten like really close, but I really feel like if they wanted to do Raquel, they would have her just beat Rhea, to be honest. I was like, I couldn't see her coming out on top of this. But I think it's Rhea. And to me, I think the wild card, I was like, I know I said it a few minutes ago, but I think the wild card might be Nia. Just because out of all of them, she gets a reaction. And I don't care what you say, even though you don't like her, and you're like, that's not the heat we like, and all that other stuff, she gets a reaction out of you. Zoe doesn't get a reaction. I'm like, it'd be shocking, but if she came out on Raw or whatever with the championship, like, you haven't also built her up after the Trish thing enough to also have it be like something crazy. Like I said, Shayna, and I feel like Raquel's sort of the same way. Nia Jax's the dark horse, but it's like it's Rhea's to lose. I don't think now when she's gonna lose. I think she's gonna carry it until WrestleMania, to be honest. Um, unless Jay gets in there, that's the only way that I was like that'd be the only difference. Uh, anyway, to the top of the Raw side with the championship, the World Heavyweight Championship match with Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. Now, on one hand, Drew should win. Problem with this hand is we also thought that Shinsuke probably would win. And the reason I said that wasn't because like it was the way the match was sort of set up. And I felt like and if it was set up that much with Shinsuke doing that damage to Seth, how is it any more different than with Drew? Now, the other hand is Seth wins. And I think Seth is going to win. I don't want Seth to necessarily win. I think it's a better story if Drew wins. Seth go ahead and get like a rematch. And in that, this time it's Seth sort of getting a stipulation, and then he just gets his ass whooped, and he's gone for a minute. But because I was like, to me, I was like, there'd be no other way. That I was like, but this is also how I can see them too, is that Seth beats Drew. Drew somehow, I was like, well, of course not somehow, but he'll get a rematch at Survivor Series and the Survivor Series, and I feel like that's what they're gonna do is the whole Survivor thing, and it's like you done survive Shinsuke, you survived me, but can you survive this and this whatever match? I don't know. I was like, but at the same time, if Seth wins, I don't know what you really do after this. There's nobody to me that I'm like, Cody or Jay. That's the only ones I can really see. But Drew is so menacing. I was like, see, I can see him losing so that he goes off his mental. And maybe, this is where it comes in, Seth gets beat up so badly by Drew after he beats him that Damien comes in and cashes in. And that's how they do it. Then you got the whole Drew versus Judgment Day and stuff like that. And you can do that as well. But I think Seth is going to win. For better or worse, I think he's going to win. We'll see how that kind of goes, everybody. And last but not least, Roman Reigns and the Tribal Chief, acknowledge him, versus, LA Knight. And Roman Reigns is going to win. I can't see them. I can't see them over here pulling the trigger on LA Knight in this situation. It'd be a hell of a shocker, though. Don't get me wrong, but there's no way I could see them giving it to LA Knight. I think it's gonna be. I do think it'll be a lot of hoopla because I think he should lose cleanly just because it's his first time really being in like an actual match worth a damn. Like he had this stuff against the Miz, and he had it, and I was like, but he hasn't really had anything that he's really been doing. He just really is beloved by so many people, and what other way to crush everybody than to have him lose? I was like, not to say that he won't get another shot or whatever like that, but he's going to lose this one by whatever nefarious means or just straight up. I was like, y'all can all like LA Knight, but he's not going to win this match. Why would he win this match? And not even, and I was like, I think it would have been, like, if he would have get Seth, I think he would beat Seth and be, I was like, I don't think it had anything with it being like his first chance at his title, but I was like, he ain't really wrestled anybody to me to be here other than the audience, which is fine, but now he's not going to be the one to end this reign. Not here. Like, if they were going to do it, I feel like it would be something where, like, he wins the Royal Rumble, and then he's like, oh, Roman, I'm coming for you again. Yeah, and guess what? The sequel's not going to end the same way. Something like whatever he'll say. But anyway, those are my Crown Jewel picks. So everybody be hella up early and to enjoy all the wrestling. But what are your predictions? What do you think gonna happen? Let me know. Well, until then, I'll see you in Saudi, I guess. Maybe no, I won't. No, I won't. We're gonna just watch on the tube. Peace.